Huge XRPL proposal as Ripple has announced from David Schwartz that they're wanting to introduce federated sidechains to the XRP ledger. Now, there's a lot of questions as this is going to be bringing DeFi and smart contracts to the ledger. So let's go ahead and listen to David Schwartz himself.
Chain is a blockchain that operates sort of alongside another blockchain. So it has its own accounts, it can have its own transactions, it has its own transaction fee structure, and so it can have different rules from the main ledger. And the idea would be that you could move assets from the main chain to the federated sidechain, transact those assets on the federated sidechain, and then at some point sort of mirror those results.
So awesome. Federated sidechains are coming to the XRP ledger, but what are the benefits?
So one of them is just horizontal scalability. The XRP ledger can handle well over 1,000 transactions per second, but that's a finite limit. And if you're imagining future use cases, millions of NFTs or something, you can exceed that limit because each federated sidechain has its own transaction volume. Another one is just the use cases. Like there's little to no support for DeFi on the XRP ledger. You could have a sidechain to the XRP ledger, but you could have the same assets and you would have access to DeFi funds. And the last one is if some of the limitations of the XRP ledger are affecting you. So the XRP ledger has an account reserve, which means it costs a certain amount of money that you have to have available to create an account. A sidechain could have a different reserve or no reserve. So it allows you to work around limitations that might affect particular use.
So this is absolutely huge for banks and financial institutions, especially ones that are utilizing the XRPL or XRP for on-demand liquidity. They're now going to be able to create CBDCs, central bank digital currencies, and keep a private ledger and private transactions while still be able to utilize the public ledger of XRP. And they can literally do this with literally the lowest amount of effort, low risk, and have horizontal scaling at the same time. A little diagram would look like this as a CBDC or a sidechain would build their own private centralized sidechain and still be able to connect and utilize the XRPL and integrate with other sidechains that are connected to the network. So this is going to multiply the use cases for the XRPL significantly. Now, according to David Schwartz, this is how long it's going to take to roll these out.
Federated sidechains for central banks a lot because we think that's one of the most obvious immediate use cases. I think you'll probably see those in a couple of months, whether or not central banks will actually use them, but the technology will be there. And then I think seeing real centralized federated sidechains to provide features like DeFi is probably more like 6 to 9 months away.